Set a 50,000 play for him. I ain't
If
make
you'd like to
none.
be a
I
part
don't
of the
want to.
podcast, make
They
sure
can
you
ask for the
inbox
weed. They
Zero
don't
More
want
via
to. Tell a
Facebook.
bitch come
But
through.
make sure you're
Got runs
serious,
too.
man. We putting in real work over
Turn
here
the
running the
lamb on me.
podcast.
Looking for
You
the
ready
right
to
one.
talk?
Grams in. And if you take 10, I ain't tryna kick it with no fake friends. I ain't even tryna make friends. Young kid free. What you think you do for 8 bands? Switch on me. I ain't stopping this chase.
Back with another episode of Running the Podcast. I want to introduce my next guest. Well, I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
My name is Hannah, but I go by name.
Nay? Okay, what's good, Nay? What's good? How you been?
I'm good. How you been?
Okay, well, we brought you on the podcast today just to kind of clarify a few things. First of all, are you from Vicksburg, Mississippi?
I am from Vicksburg.
Okay. Born and raised?
Yes, born and raised in Vicksburg.
Okay. Well, nice to meet you. Nice to have you on the podcast. Well, we in Vicksburg, Mississippi, we so southern, so country, but you got that country accent with a little bit of, I guess,
Twine.
yeah, a little twine to it. So you know, it's a stigma now that's going on when they say your redheads are black, are naturally black. What they call them, cinnamon or whatever. I don't know what they call it. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know, cause I feel like with me being a natural redhead, I don't know. It's a lot of things they say about us. We crazy, we this, we that. I don't know.
So you a natural ginger, what they call a natural ginger.
I don't know.
So see the tattoos all around you. Could you explain the praying hands up under your neck?
I got the praying hands from my mom. You know, my mama, she passed away, so that's just a realization.
Yeah, that was my friend. That was my close friend. Her mother was my close friend. R.I.P. to Evelyn. Gone but never forgotten. We're gonna speak on that first and foremost. How did that make you feel when your mother passed? Even though you was young, how did it make you feel?
I ain't gonna lie, it really hurt me because, like, I guess because how I left it with my mom, I told her I hated her. I guess last words really do mean something when it comes to, you know, your loved ones and stuff like that. Because, like I said, I did tell her I hate you, and I didn't tell her how I really felt, you know, because it was like a lot of situations with men. My mama had issues with men. She choose men over us sometimes, and sometimes
that's the way you feel?
Yeah.
So what made you feel that way, that she chose a man over you?
Well, my mom, she was getting abused before she passed away. And she was getting physically, mentally abused by a dude, you know, she was talking to at the time. And so, like, it made me feel some type of way because I seen it, me being the oldest, I seen everything. And I had 2 younger sisters that really just didn't see everything that I saw.
Yeah.
So, I guess, I don't know.
So you knew about the abuse that was happening?
I knew about the abuse that was going on. I seen it first and foremost before my sisters. My sisters really never just seen that. They were younger than me, and I kind of want to make sure they was blinded to it too. I keep them in a room, or if my mom or her boyfriend got into it, I try to keep them, you know, away from the situation.
So do you think that played a part in how you raised now?
Most definitely, I feel like most definitely. Yeah, the reason why I am and do certain stuff that I do now, I feel like got a lot to do with me losing my mom. For sure.
So how did your family take losing your mother, the matriarch of the family? How did your family take it?
I don't know. They took a rough because, like I said, her brother started doing, you know, drugs and stuff like that worse. But now he actually sober. He wound up going to rehab and getting back with his baby mama. He's actually doing really well now.
That's good. You know. That's good. That's a success story you want to hear. That's something that you want to hear from a person who's been through a lot, especially losing a sister, someone you grew up with, you know, playing, and you know how sisters and brothers relationships are. They kind of tend to be kind of close, especially if they the only child, you know, only two, you know, siblings.
Right.
So when you say your mother was getting abused, what are your thoughts on an abusive man?
Like, how do I feel about the abusive? Well, I can't really say nothing because what I saw, I began to feel was okay for me to be in as well. Like, I wound up thinking like, okay, well, if it's okay for somebody to be my mama, then I guess it's okay for them to do that to me as well.
So you've been abused?
Yeah, I felt. I feel like with me being abused, I can kind of understand why my mama put up with certain things for so long with different people.
Okay. So, but when your mother passed, how old was you?
I was 9.
9 years old, and you can remember vividly some of the things that went on.
I remember a lot of things that went on. I guess. I mean, I remember. I don't know. I think she was working over calisters, and I think that's how. And a lot of the other people. Because it was like little things that people would do for us when my mama was struggling and stuff like that. That I kind of, looked over. But I also did see, people that did care and certain stuff like that. I feel like.
That's what's up. So when you grew up and you was 9 years old when your mom passed, so that means you was basically a
3rd grade.
Yeah. So when you went back to school, did people tease you or did anybody talk about it?
I went through that. I went through that crying every day phase, and people asking what's wrong with her, why she feel that certain way, and I did have people like, oh well, her mom can't come up here and whoop whoop whoop. I had people say little comments like that, and even still today, I still have people talking about my mama or saying your mama this, because they know that type stuff would piss me off.
Yeah, that'll get to you.
They'll get to me.
But see, you have to be stronger to let them know that they are more ignorant for to even go that way, to say something like that. Yeah. So you don't clap back at everything that people say, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you've been around a lot of African American people.
Correct.
Pretty much your whole entire life.
Yeah, basically.
So what made you gravitate towards being around African American than, Caucasian?
Okay, so it was a situation that happened with my mama. We was actually staying right here on Mission 6. It was right there in the Imperial. I don't know if there's Imperial right there beside the store. Silco's.
Yeah.
It might be Imperial, but we was staying
New Main.
Might be.
Right here?
No. Right here by Silco's. It's McDonald's, Silco's.
Oh, okay. That's Imperial.
Yeah, okay. So we was staying in Imperial Apartments. And we were staying with this, Arab dude. And then, so at the time, my mom was just talking to an Arab dude.
She was supposed to get married to him, right?
Yes. Okay, not only was she just talking to the Arab dude, she also had friends that would come over from time to time to smoke or drink or stuff like that. And I guess my mom had walked to the store and she left one of her, aka white homeboys in there, and he tried to get on me.
At what age was you at that point?
I believe I was 7.
7?
Yeah, I was 7, 6 or 7. It was right, like I said, it was right before she moved in the trailer park on Grange Hall.
And you remember that at the age 7?
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of stuff I remember. I remember a lot of stuff from age 5 on up. Now, anything before that, it's kind of like a vivid memory, I guess.
Yeah. So. Did your mom learn out about it? Did you tell her about what went on?
She walked in kind of towards the end when I don't know what his name was. It was actually a dark skinned dude. I don't know his name. I ain't asked no name. I just know he pushed him off, and my mama walked in towards the bare ends of it. And I just remember it wasn't a white man who he actually the one that was trying to hurt me. And so in my mind, it kind of manipulated and made it feel like, I don't know, I can't trust them.
Maybe, yeah. So that's what made you feel like you were being protected by the black guy.
Yeah.
So it made you more
gravitational towards liking black men.
Yeah. So that's actually, if you think about it, it's kind of it all kind of go together.
It makes sense.
It makes sense, yeah, because by you, ever since I've known you, you have been around African American people.
Yeah.
But you also say the N word a lot.
Ooh,
you also say that a lot, and it's been people, and I seen they've been getting offended by you saying that word. Mm-hmm. So how do you feel that it's okay for you to say that word and be,
Well, I ain't gonna say it's okay because but certain people do get offended by it. Certain people do, but certain people who aren't around my type, I want to say white people, I guess, that do be around certain people. Like me, I can say this around certain people and okay, that's fine. But then I can say it around one person and it do be a problem. I guess it's just really all about the type of person you is and how you feel about it.
Because certain people see as you saying that word as a guy. You know,
that's me how I would say. I would say, oh, okay, but it's that's how
a guy.
I see it.
Yeah, but a lot of people, especially the climate of today.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying though.
Being in the climate it is today it's a lot of.
Cause that's how my daddy. That's how my daddy talked to me. My daddy, he. My skin color, he be like, but he also been in prison for 20. He was in prison for 20 years.
Yeah,
and got that demeanor about himself also.
So your father been in prison near about your whole life?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be 21 this year. He been in prison since I was damn near 1, fixing to be 1. My sister was. So my mom was pregnant with my sister.
How was your relationship with him while he was incarcerated?
I mean, sometimes it'd be phone calls. And like sometimes, like I remember one time I was at my grandma's house. My mom was trying to discipline me, and I wasn't trying to listen. And she was like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna call your daddy." I used to always think highly of him until once I got older and realized, like, damn, like this shit you did wasn't cool. You actually had a choice to be in my life or not, and you chose otherwise.
Yeah. So did y'all have you could call it a great relationship or a strained relationship? Or
I would definitely say strained because it was like for the type of person my daddy is. He's a Gemini, and so what a lot of people say about Geminis, they got different personalities and stuff like that. But I think just the environment he grew up in and the certain stuff he saw with his dad, it kind of he really just thought he was just living the street life and got caught in the crossfire.
And he ended up doing time.
Right.
So do you think that had an effect on your life as well by him not being in your life?
Yeah.
Or being, because sometimes girls need their dad.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say sometimes, I say all the time girls need their dad because it'll put a bit of a correction. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. A bit of I can't find the word that I'm thinking of, but a bit of
discipline.
Yeah, discipline. And then you probably wouldn't be doing certain things that you're doing today.
Right.
If he was there in your life telling you, you ain't gonna do this. Because see, moms tend to be light on that girl. But it plays a lot. When you look back on life and you be like, okay, so this here and that there would have came together, maybe I would have been a better person.
Right.
You've been to school, you've been to college.
Yeah.
You have kids, right?
I have one deceased baby. I have a baby that.
It's just trauma upon trauma.
Yeah. Basically, I think a lot of times I do I put myself in certain situations. I do feel like I do sometimes put myself in certain situations or put myself around certain people I shouldn't be around. Also, no, I shouldn't be around.
Yeah.
But with me believing in second chances and and trying to be a good-hearted person, I tend to get caught in a crossfire.
Yeah. So you've been on social media fighting here lately. You've been waving guns on. This been you. I seen some of your lives. So I'm like, what is going on that got you acting out like this?
Okay, so I had what I thought was a friend recently say something about my deceased mama, which, a lot of people be like, oh, okay, like what you got going? You know? But what led to her talking about my mama was over a pack of cigarettes. Like
a pack of cigarettes.
I promise. Like, she was upset about me because, okay, so I stayed with her family, basically. I'm staying with her family because my family, they don't know if they want me around. They just, I guess confused at the moment. But like I said, I'm staying with her family. And so she felt like that I jumped in a situation I had nothing to do with. But she also sent a nasty text messages to the lady I was staying with. And I felt like, no. Baby, not this time, because it was a lot of times where she borrowed money or she needed this or she needed that, and that woman did that and did this for her, so I felt like it wasn't right. And I know, the heart that the woman has, so that's why I felt like I had to speak up. And so I basically sent her a text message back and I said, I wasn't rude. It was just, if you feel like that, give my mom the money you feel like. Basically, she a mama to me. I said, get the money to her. I said, ain't going about your day. Give her a cigarettes. I said, you didn't have to lie about it. She basically lied about a ride and had her sitting all day waiting on the cigarettes and all that stuff. And so I just spoke up, and she felt the type of way about it.
And y'all got to fight.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, tell you what's so crazy about the situation. We were just on live the day before talking about somebody together.
Together, I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, do you still consider her a friend, or you still?
I wouldn't say she a friend, but she definitely could be somebody, an associate. I'm not the type of person to hold hostility against nobody, because I wouldn't dare want nobody to hold hostility towards me.
Yeah.
Like, I let go and I let God in some situations, because I do have a tendency to get too mad and fall out and go to jail, or do this and argue with this person and crash out, and like you said, try to shoot at people out, stupid stuff.
Yeah, stuff that you don't need to be doing.
I want you to light out.
You already been through so much in life at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you want to, equivalent yourself to be better than what the aspect that people have on your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people will already try to talk. They talk down on people anyway.
Right.
You know, that's just the stigma of life today. But when you think about the streets and you, because you in the streets deep, I can't say that you are around certain people that's considered streets or thugs or whatever. How do you survive being out there
around them?
Yeah.
I went. Okay, so me, like, I do hang around particular people that street woo. But I wouldn't consider what they do a part of what I do. Exactly, because like what they do it out of hatred. I do mine out of love. Like, I just had a homeboy that just passed away. I went to elementary school with. His name was QP. I felt the type of way about them boys from Jackson doing what they did to him. I really, in my mind, I was so hurt about it. I want to go get my gift back. But who am I to be God? I can't go back and do something to somebody else just because they did something I love or somebody I cared about.
Yeah. But that's the stigma of the streets. When when you in the streets, that's the type of stuff that goes on. So, me, I'm from the streets. I've been in the streets my whole life. So I try to disassociate myself from the streets now that I'm grown and older, and I know the stigma of the streets. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So by you being young and still full of life, and it's fun to you right now. It's fun to you being out in the street.
Until it ain't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So do you think about some of your actions while you out there, like this here gonna get me killed or in a bad position or either doing jail time or any of that?
It crosses my mind, but at the time, you ever heard that saying, not thinking in the moment?
Yeah.
I do. Sometimes that's me a lot. It's not thinking in the moment, not thinking about, well, if I do this, what's gonna be the reaction behind it? I never think about that. I have zero, I feel like I have a zero tolerance. Like, versus how I would treat my family and deal with my family, I wouldn't treat the street like that. I treat it worse because that's how I feel like people do us on a daily basis. Basically, I feel like people fuck us on a daily basis. Even when it comes to the government, like, if you think about certain shit that's going on today, like, the government fuck us, and then who else will fuck us? You know what I'm saying?
Right, you're right, though. That's just, I feel like it's been going on for centuries with the government, so I don't even like to speak on it because I can get deep in it. Yeah. But, it's like, okay, so we got a rap scene that's taking off around here. Mm-hmm. We got 2 to 3 times. We got we got Lil Bailey. We got Jay Walk.
Yeah.
We got Platinum Diesel. We got Freddie 601. We got 456. We got all these TMF. All these guys that's coming up in the scene. Either you be spitting bars too. A lot of people may not know that about you, but
yeah, I do.
I see some of the stuff that you post. I'd be like, okay, she quoting some good bars right here. Do you like what's going on in Vicksburg for as the music scene?
I do, but it's certain, like, I really do fuck with Two, because he do got one song. I don't know what it was. I think it's one of the ones he posted. The one where Diesel made that video with What's the girl name?
At the debut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this song. I think it's.
Aviana.
Yeah. Well, I like this song. And I like the new song he just made. It's alright.
Different vibe.
It's a bit.
But that's not a new song. That's an old song.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's
he
an
probably
old
just
song.
he probably just put a little.
Yeah, but I actually,
Like,
when he went on, he asked me the second time when he went on there, he asked me, because he always valued my opinion as well, so he asked me what song I think he should perform, and you can ask it. I told him that song right there, Different Vibe, but you know, he went with another route.
Yeah.
But that song is a world song, a global song.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people listening to that and be like, okay, I like this.
Yeah.
I like this. But you know, do you see yourself having a career at rap, or what do you see yourself at or doing
I
in
love,
life?
see, that's the thing I do. I love music. I always had love for music. I always felt like if I didn't have no other getaway, I could always vent through music, or I could always talk it out through music. Like, if I get irritated or something like that, like, I know if I turn this song on, it's going to make me feel better. If I do this, you know, it's going to make me feel better.
So what are your purpose in life right now at the moment? Do you have any goals that you see yourself accomplishing?
I see myself, you know, I want to get back, you know, jobbing and stuff like that. I want to get back independent. I don't want to always have to depend on a man or depend on somebody else to do something for me. I feel like that's not right. You know, I need to focus more on myself. I see myself, you know, probably going back to college for a little while. I probably won't be able to be a certified nursing assistant because, you know, I did have charges and stuff like that. And I do have charges, but still too at the same time, I can always accomplish something else or do a trade or something else I like.
Okay. So at the point of time, like I say, when you first came about just, you know, getting to the point where you can be on your own, what was your thought process?
I freaked out. I ain't gonna lie, my thought process, it was more, I don't know, the independence scared me because I ain't never really just been out on my own. Now, when I was in foster care and stuff like that, I was separated from my sisters for a while when I was in Tennessee, and I went up there with my stepdad. It was like a situation where I got physically abused with my stepdad and was molested and stuff like that, and got put out the home, you know, and that's when I felt my most alone, when I was in foster care.
So you was in foster care?
Mm-hmm.
How long was you in there?
I want to say a year or two before my auntie just found out that I was in foster care. It took her a while to get me, like, it's like a paper process to transfer, you know, a kid from one state to another.
So it was after your mom passed?
It was after my mom passed away. It was.
So how did that happen though? Wasn't you staying with your grandmother?
Oh, no. See, I was staying with my auntie. I mean, at one point I was staying with my grandma, but that was later on down the line because at one point my auntie didn't want us around my grandma. My grandma smoked weed. It was a problem with my auntie. Certain stuff that my mama was doing around us, she was trying to shelter us away from it. But I feel like the more you try to shelter your child away from certain stuff and not have actual conversations and actual, like, okay, well, this, you gonna go through this, I already know this. Instead of doing that, you sheltering, and so they gonna be more prone to want to do them things because you telling them, oh, well, you can't do that.
Right. So, but that's kind of awkward because I know if your mother was alive, and I'm gonna say it again, rest in peace, Eva. I'll never forget about you. She would have never allowed nothing like that to go on.
No.
She would be so devastated.
No.
You know, that whole process was just a bad process to me. You know, I still ride by her memorial out here on what that is? Grants Hall Road. And I ride by and I pray every time I pass by there. I mean, every single time because we was close. You know what I'm saying? She hung around us. She was a great person. I mean, absolute great person. She smiled, kept a smile on her face. She was a real adventurous person. I remember her and your auntie, BB. Yeah, they used to go in the old hospital and travel in there at nighttime. You know, something that I know I wouldn't have never did.
I heard about those.
You know, and they used to, used to come to my house. We have pizza parties. We watch movies. I actually had parties they attended. We had a great time. So I'm going to always remember her as the person she was. And it's just a bad situation. I think about it all the time. All the time. So I know if I feel a certain type of way, how you feel.
Right.
And my condolences to you again.
Thank you.
And to the family as well. And it's like, it's hard to talk about at times, you know what I'm saying?
Because they don't believe it. Like, a lot of people don't believe it's real. Even after all these years.
Because it just happened out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It just happened out of nowhere. And God bless, But like I say, when that happened to you and your mother passed, the angel of this earth, do you feel like that took a piece of life from you?
Most definitely. Like, it was a lot of stuff, like even graduating, like, high school, I didn't graduate, 12th grade, nothing like that. I graduated a year early. I did certain stuff that I knew my mama never got a chance to accomplish. She was 17 when she got pregnant with me, so it's a lot of stuff my mama didn't get to do. Or if she was trying to do it, she was doing it before she passed away. And if my mom was trying, she was trying to get us back. Like, so I always give my mama, she was trying. If my mama wasn't doing nothing else, she was trying. And even with me, sometimes being a child, you can be blind to what your mother doing at the time, but once you get older, you can always see it. True.
So we're going to clear up any misconception that people have of you right here today. Let's talk about and I want you to confront anybody you want or say whatever you need to say to clear up any misconception that anybody have of you.
What kind of misconceptions? Anything?
Just anything.
What
okay. People think about you, you're going to clear it up right here today.
Okay, so as far as I done heard a lot of this, but just because, I do be around a lot of dudes. But me, I carry myself like, in my mind, I have to carry myself like, okay, I'm woo woo, so I'm going to hang around these particular people, you feel me, to show that I'm this, but in reality,
you're not.
Yeah.
So people think when they see you around a lot of guys, or they probably say, oh, she's sleeping with
she
everybody. Yeah,
it's a lot of he say, she say, but at the end of the day, I don't sleep with most of them. Most of them, sometimes I do just get income or money out of the dudes. Sometimes I'm just keeping a conversation. People don't believe you can have a conversation with somebody and not, have to fuck them. Or, a lot of women don't value themselves enough to be like, oh, okay, well, I can just talk to them, smile, flirt with them, and do this. No, women like to think, oh, well, shit, I'm doing this already, I might as well do this.
Yeah.
That type thing. I get a lot of hold this, hold that, hold that.
Yeah.
Nah,
which is nothing like that.
No, it really don't be nothing like that. It really just be me hanging around a lot of dudes. And then I guess the dudes probably ran through.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to just, I'm going to be real.
And so since you there, they think
I'm
running through them too.
Yeah.
But that's a stigma that you don't want on your back because it could affect you later on in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because people could be saying like, oh, well, she whoop, 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 because she whoop, 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 whoop. And it really be a whole different scenario. It really just be, oh, she really just hanging out with these people. She really just smoking a blunt or just, drinking with these folk.
Yeah.
You got to be around to be able to really just talk about it, I feel like.
Yeah.
But,
so when you get to feeling some kind of way, who do you vent to? Who do you go and talk to? That a safe space for you to go and talk to?
I guess my notes in my phone. My music, that it got to definitely be like if I'm thinking about my mom, sometimes I walk to her grave. My mom's grave right there. I stay, in MLK, so it ain't nothing but a little, adventure for me. But I go down there, I talk to her. Or like since, Creepy died, I go down there, I talk to her. I'm like, damn, you feel me? I went woo 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 woo. Like when he was here, he did have a lot of different cars, so you feel. So he did have certain stuff that other people didn't have at his age. And a lot of people can be jealous, or envious of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you not even know. You the type of person like, you giving, but the whole time this person got secret animosity, and you ain't even seeing the secret animosity behind.
That's crazy because he was young too.
Yeah, he was I believe he was 19. He was fixing to be 20 this coming up year. Yeah.
But whoever would think that this little town will become such a town known for all this violence and killing and stuff?
It's surprising, but it don't surprise me still too at the same time, because you got to think about it. It's 2025. God probably getting ready to come back, and I do believe in God.
I believe that too.
You know what I'm saying? I believe it's gonna be a revelation. I believe it's a lot of certain stuff. If you just sit back and you look, you'll be like, you know, God talked about this, and you know, he woo 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 woo. But like I said, a lot of people don't realize, like, those were prophets. Them prophets were allowing y'all to, oh, well, y'all don't know this, but y'all are going to go through these things. Y'all are going to face these trials. Y'all are going to face these tribulations in life to get to certain, you know, stipulations in your life, or certain, you know, things that God wants you to go through. God didn't, I feel like he don't put you through nothing you can't handle.
Right.
You ain't going through nothing by accident.
Yeah, everything is really a test. A test of faith.
Yeah.
A test of him being the head of your life.
Yeah.
You know, either you're going to follow your own way or his way.
Right.
And he gives you that choice, though.
He does.
You know what I'm saying? So by you being, you're speaking a little smart now, so by you know, growing up pretty much out here on your own, what have they taught you about life or about the streets?
Well, see, I used to have this issue of trusting everybody. I used to always think, you can put your trust in this person, you can put your trust in that person. And a lot of people don't deserve that trust you give people. You don't deserve, you shouldn't, and I also learned you shouldn't give your ultimate trust to people. You shouldn't give that to everyone, because not everyone deserves that. Now, if you let's say certain family members been there through certain things, you know, okay, get them that. They deserve that, they earned it. But if you haven't earned that ultimate trust, don't give it.
Right. But see, that's the problem with us now. And even when we trust people, we tend to, like you said the first time, give them a second chance.
Yeah.
So when a person burned you the first time, they done showed you who they are. So why would you give them a second chance to burn you again?
It's just, okay, so I ain't gonna lie. My mom gave second chance. I done seen my mom give my sister stepdad 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 chances. And so I always believe, like, okay, if my mama can have a good, caring heart and she can give all these people second chances, who am I to judge somebody and not give them a second chance? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so to any young girl out there that's growing up and maybe following your footsteps, or you see some of the things that you went through, what could you tell them about the life that they're living and what they can do better in any situation that they're going through?
I mean, to keep faith, for sure. Like, if you feel like you going through something and you can't talk to your mom or your dad about it, find a trusted friend or find somebody to vent to, because everything that you build up, everything that you go through, everything you allow your mind to filter around, that's what you gonna portray, that's what you gonna filter out. Like, everything, I guess that's what, you know, believe it or not, that's what thug life mean. Yeah. You ever heard, you know, Tupac talk about what thug life mean? The hate you give, little infants, fucks everybody.
Yeah.
Basically, everything you go through life is going to fuck you. Either you going to fuck life back or you going to get fucked by life.
Right,
and you have to be the one to make the ultimate choice.
Right, but a lot of people got to recognize, first and foremost, the situation that they're going through so they can confront it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
But see, that's the hard part. If you can't confront what you're going through, if you can't face it head on, then it's gonna be a lot of trials and stipulations. It's gonna be a lot of situations where you can't do certain things in life. You can't go through your goals because, oh well, I haven't handled this certain situation because I'm avoiding it. And the more you avoid, the more, you know, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing. You ain't gonna be able to go no further. So
this lifestyle that we all living got an expiration date.
Yeah, you never promise tomorrow. That's why I feel like when they made that little quote, live every day like it's your last, you should always live every day like it's your last, because you never know when, let's say I could walk out this house right now today, and somebody might not fuck with me like you feel me, I'm fucking with them, and they might see me in broad daylight, but that's just, excuse me. Like, that's just, like, that's just certain, certain people, I guess.
Yeah. So, but, when you think about that, it makes you just want to do whatever you want to do at that moment, because like you say, you never know from this moment to the next moment.
Right.
So when you think about that issue, you be like, okay, this world is not the same no more as it was when you was growing up.
Ooh, no, not at all.
So if you can explain what did you think done changed from then to now, what you think done changed in the world?
Shit, a lot. I mean, I ain't gonna say there's nothing wrong with being, aka gay, but anytime you don't feel comfortable enough with yourself to, air it out, and let's say you do have a girlfriend or somebody, and they find out, don't you think they gonna feel bad when they find out they boyfriend, or somebody like that, they gay, and you can't come out to them, you don't feel comfortable enough, or comfortable in your enough, that's what I want to say, comfortable enough in your own skin to say or do the things you feel like you want to do.
Yeah, but it's the backlash that they're gonna get. You know, it's hard for a person to come out and say, because in my days, I think maybe I see maybe one or two,
Yeah.
But nowadays they everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not homophobic by no means.
Yeah.
Be what you want to be, long as you're happy and you love and you know what I'm saying, you safe and you doing, but it's the stigma.
Yeah.
Because I have family members that's also in that community.
Right.
And I still love my family member the same way.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can say bad about it, because nobody never came to me out of that community and disrespect me or try to, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I don't have no problem with nobody being whoever they want to be, but it's the stigma of today that you get the worst backlash.
And I hate that though. I hate that for them, because like I said, one of my best friends, he gay, and so we sit there, we talk about certain stuff that I wouldn't talk about with my friend girls. It's certain stuff that he do feel comfortable talking to me about, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I tell him how I feel, he tell me how he feel, but I don't know, I guess it's just me, I'm just welcoming, and sometimes there can be a problem, but as far as some other stuff that I feel like also, with today, is people, they lost respect. Young people lost respect for, their parents.
Well, I think they lost respect for a lot of things besides their parents. I think they lost respect for themselves.
Yeah, that too.
I think they lost respect for humanity. I also think that they lost respect for the people who paved the way before them. Mm. There's a lot of stuff that went on before you had the opportunity to do what you're doing now. Yeah. If it wasn't for the sacrifices that other people took, you wouldn't be able to do a majority of the things that you do today. Right. So, but it's sad that the community is like that now. We're not together like we used to be. Like, you can go down the street and do something, the neighbor gonna whoop you, and then you get home, they gonna call and tell your parents, and they gonna whoop you too. Right. That's how it was when I was growing up. Yeah. But nowadays, you touch somebody's child if you want to. Yeah.
Probably shoot you
or anything, So that would kind of, and it go back to, it takes a village to raise a child. Yeah. Like, by you being, your dad been incarcerated, your mom passed away, you been in foster home, it played a part in how everything that's going on in your life that got you to the point where you stuck in your head, basically.
Yeah, stuck in my mind.
Always thinking you got so much, and not including that you lost a child. So it's so many thoughts, and nobody ever give you a chance to express those thoughts. Do you feel captured in your mind sometimes?
Most definitely. But I don't want to say I feel captured. I feel trapped.
Yeah.
I feel more trapped than anything. I feel like, dang, I got to do this, I got to do that. But then I got the backlash of my mama, QP, I got the backlash of my uncles that passed, and basically everything, every messed up thing I ever seen in my life, or every bad thing I ever went through, like, it's just backlash of that. And then on top of what I gotta do, what I gotta get accomplished. And so it's basically, they both, I don't want to say record playing together.
Yeah. And it's a lot for one person to deal with that, especially at your age, put it that way.
Yeah.
And do you think that you can seek therapy or something, or you ever thought about that?
It's like I'm scared to tell another person about what I went through. It's always that, well, if I go to therapy and I tell these people, woo, 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 is they gonna go back? Because I done had a situation where I was with my stepdad and I did seek therapy and I did go to a therapist. And she went back and told him everything I just told her. So it was like, damn, I just told you all this shit.
For nothing.
For nothing, yeah.
And he got upset.
And he got upset because he felt the type of way because he played a part in some of the stuff, some of the ways and some of the shit my mama, reacted to. Like it was a child support situation. It was all type of shit with him. Like, he was just, I don't know, like I said, the me and my mama picked, she was too good for someone.
So it's true, people might ask, are you in a relationship or are you single at the moment?
I'm single.
So what do you think about relationships?
I would say in this day and age, what is a relationship? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, why would you say that?
Because I done seen a lot of situations where a dude would be talking to one girl, and I got a homeboy that's like that. He'll be talking to one girl, but got like 6, 7 other females in his phone he talking to or getting money from and something like that. But, you know what I'm saying, he got a girl at home and I don't know.
So what are your thoughts of people having multiple women? Do you think it's a lack of morals or insecurity?
A lack of respect and a lack of morals, but most definitely a lack of respect for themselves.
Yeah.
Like, they feel like, well, maybe it might be a situation where, they ain't grow up with no mama or they ain't grow up with no daddy and they looking for that, certain thing in that person, and then they just like, oh, well, I can't find it, so I'm finna go look for it in this person.
Yeah.
Or, oh, well, I can't find it in them either.
Yeah.
I'm finna go look for it in that other person
Right.
too,
Right.
And so they steadily searching for that one thing in that person. And once they realize they ain't gonna be able to find it, they gotta find themselves first.
Right.
Yeah,
So that's the problem though. You hit pretty much everything on the head.
Yeah.
That's the same way I be thinking, like maybe people ain't giving them what they looking for. So why would you say you want to be in a relationship with somebody when you know that person can't give you what you need?
Right.
You need to be honest and say, well, this what it is and this what it ain't.
Yeah.
Leading people on could lead to somebody getting hurt. It's been so much stuff going on, especially on social media. They kidnapped the little boy, the little 7-year-old boy that got kidnapped, and people kind of down in the dad or whatever, saying, oh, he left the child. But the guys was after him, and I think they just took the child for collateral.
Yeah, used the baby to get even with the father.
Yeah, but they let the baby go because they knew they couldn't get nothing out of it, and there's so much misconception about people, how they just dog you and run people down on the internet, and it's becoming a problem, I mean, the internet is a great thing for certain things, but it also can be some of the worst.
Terrible.
Yes, experience that you ever experienced in life.
Yeah.
So we gonna kind of end this podcast this time, and she will be back. Could you give people your information, your Instagram or your Facebook, so they'll know if they want to reach you?
Well, I give them my Facebook. My Facebook is Hannah Grace Monae, MONAE. And my Instagram is I am her 2004.
I am her 2004. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with Hannah Grace. She came and sat in on running the podcast with your boy. Like I say, she will be back for a part 2 of this interview, and y'all make sure y'all hit her page up and let her know what y'all think about the interview. Shout out to Hannah Grace again, running the podcast.